I'm a Tesla certified technician, and over the last decade, I've watched thousands of Tesla owners throw away money on things they absolutely do not need. I'm talking about $500 here, $2,000 there, and it adds up fast. Some of this stuff Tesla actively pushes on you, and some of it you're doing to yourself because you bought into the hype. Today, I'm breaking down the 5 biggest money pits for Tesla owners, how much you're actually wasting, and what you should do instead. Starting at number 5, and this one makes me shake my head every single time. Premium connectivity. Tesla charges you $9.99 a month, or about $120 a year, for what they call premium connectivity. And here's what you actually get for that money: streaming music, live traffic visualization, satellite view maps, and in-car video streaming when you're parked. Here's the reality. Your phone already does all of this, and it does it better. I've had customers paying for premium connectivity for 3, 4, even 5 years. That's $600 out of your pocket for features you can get for free by just connecting your phone to the car. Streaming music. You've got Spotify or Apple Music on your phone. Just connect via Bluetooth. Takes 5 seconds. Live traffic. Your phone's GPS has the same data. In-car video streaming? Sure, it's nice to watch Netflix while you're supercharging, but how often are you actually doing that? Maybe once a month? You're paying $10 every single month for something you use twice. I had a customer last week who's been paying for premium connectivity since 2019. I did the math with him. He's spent over $700 on a feature he could replicate with his phone for free. My advice? Cancel premium connectivity right now. If you really need those features occasionally, like on a road trip, turn it back on for 1 month. Pay the $10, enjoy your trip, then cancel it again. Don't let Tesla pull $120 out of your account every year for something your phone already does. Number 4 is where Tesla owners really start bleeding money. Tire replacements at Tesla service centers. If you take your Tesla to a Tesla service center for new tires, you're paying 30 to 50% more than you should. Here's what happens. You get a notification that your tires are worn. You book an appointment at Tesla because it feels official. They quote you $1,200 to $1,800 for a set of 4 tires installed. Those exact same tires at a Costco or Discount Tire, you're paying $800 to $1,100 installed. Same tire, same brand, same everything. Tesla will put Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires on a Model 3 Performance and charge you $450 per tire. You can get that identical tire at Costco for $280. Tesla uses this psychological trick where they make you think only they can service your car properly. Tires are tires. Any reputable tire shop can mount and balance tires on a Tesla. They don't need special training. Last month, I had a guy come in who paid $1,600 at Tesla for tires. I showed him the receipt from Discount Tire for the same tires on another customer's Model 3. It was $950. He was furious. Pro tip: when your tires wear out, check TireRack.com or your local Costco first. I guarantee you'll save $400 to $700 per set. Over the life of your Tesla, if you replace tires 3 or 4 times, that's $2,000 to $3,000 you're throwing away by going to Tesla. At number 3, extended service agreements and prepaid maintenance plans. When you bought your Tesla, the finance person offered you an extended warranty or a prepaid maintenance package. They made it sound essential, so you paid $4,000 to $6,000 up front for coverage. Here's the brutal truth. Teslas don't need much maintenance, and the extended warranties barely cover anything useful. Tesla's factory warranty is already 8 years or 150,000 miles on the battery and drive unit. That's the expensive stuff. The extended warranty you bought, it covers things like door handles and the touch screen. Those repairs are 500 to 1,500 fixes, not 5,000 disasters. I had a customer who bought a 5,500 extended service agreement in 2018. Over 6 years, he's made exactly 2 claims. One for a door handle, $800. One for a suspension component, $1,200. He paid $5,500 to save $2,000. He lost $3,500. The other scam is prepaid maintenance. Tesla doesn't have oil changes. You're rotating tires and replacing cabin air filters. That's about $300 to $400 a year. Some owners paid $2,500 up front for a prepaid plan that covers tire rotations and brake fluid changes. You can get those services done at any shop for a fraction of the cost. My advice? Skip the extended warranty unless you're buying a used Tesla already out of factory warranty. And never buy a prepaid maintenance plan. Just pay as you go. You'll save thousands. Number 2 is something I see constantly. Aftermarket performance upgrades that do absolutely nothing. I'm talking about throttle response boosters, plug-in tuning modules, and fake carbon fiber aero kits. Tesla owners love modifying their cars, but the aftermarket industry is full of snake oil, and people are spending $500 to $2,000 on garbage. Throttle response boosters cost $300 to $500 and claim to make your Tesla accelerate faster. Here's what they actually do. Nothing. Tesla's throttle response is controlled by software. These modules just create a placebo effect by changing the pedal mapping slightly. You're not gaining horsepower. You're not improving 0 to 60 times. Then there are plug-in tuning modules that claim to unlock hidden power. I've tested these in my shop. We put cars on dynos before and after. 0 measurable difference. And don't get me started on aesthetic mods. I've seen people spend $1,500 on carbon fiber spoilers that don't improve aerodynamics or increase range. They're just expensive decorations. Last week, I had a guy bring in his Model S with a $600 throttle controller and a $1,200 aftermarket exhaust system. Yes, an exhaust system on an electric car. It's a speaker that plays fake engine noises. He spent $1,800 to annoy his neighbors. If you want to modify your Tesla, do things that actually add value. And the number 1 thing Tesla owners waste money on is charging at Tesla superchargers when they have cheaper options available. If you're using supercharging as your primary charging method, you're destroying your wallet. Supercharging costs about 40 to 50 cents per kilowatt hour. To fully charge a Model 3 long range, you're paying $30 to $40 per session. If you're doing that twice a week, that's $60 to $80 a week, or $3,000 to $4,000 per year. Compare that to charging at home. Most people pay 10 to 15 cents per kilowatt hour. That same full charge costs you $7.50 to $11.25. Twice a week, you're paying $900 to $1,200 per year. You're spending 3 times as much by supercharging. Not everyone can charge at home, But even Level 2 public chargers at ChargePoint or EVgo cost 20 to 30 cents per kilowatt hour. That's still cheaper than supercharging. Here's my advice. If you have a garage or driveway, install a Level 2 home charger immediately. It'll pay for itself in 6 months to a year. If you can't install a home charger, find Level 2 public chargers near you. Save supercharging for road trips and emergencies. That's what it's designed for. Charge at home, save thousands of dollars a year, and preserve your battery health. So, should you feel bad if you have been wasting money on these things? No. Tesla is really good at making you think you need all of this stuff. But now you know better. Cancel that premium connectivity. Buy your tires at Costco. Skip the extended warranties. Ignore the aftermarket performance junk. And stop supercharging when you have cheaper options. If you add it all up, the average Tesla owner is wasting $3,000 to $6,000 over the first 5 years of ownership on stuff they don't need. If you found this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more honest Tesla advice. And drop a comment below. What's the biggest waste of money you've seen in the Tesla community? I read every comment, and your stories might end up in the next video.